Welcome to Loop TV and happy Super Thursday earnings. I'm Gene Munster. We're going to talk Apple, and I'm going to lead with the conclusion. Continue to believe that there is measurable upside to this company over the next couple of years. Believe that a 35 multiple on 2022 earnings is respectable. That yields a $200 price target. And I think that the September quarter and some of the commentary about the trajectory exiting the September quarter will be one step in that right direction. I think this will be a net positive for the company. That's the conclusion. Now we're going to shift and talk about the September quarter. And I'm going to flip on my bright red flashing lights. Warning is that there is going to be some messy numbers when this comes out because of the timing of the iPhone. First, the top line, the street's looking for 63.5 billion. There's likely downside to that, in particular because the iPhone, which typically comes out at the end of the September quarter, that came out in part in the December quarter. And so you lose not only 2 weeks, but those are some of the two most juicy weeks of the quarter. So you could see iPhone sales being down 30% year over year. The street's looking for down 17%. A messy iPhone number that will also translate into a messy gross margin number around 35.5%. Over the last 17 quarters, it's been between 37.5 and 38.5%. I expect it will return to that rock solid trajectory in the December quarter, but take a deviation in the September quarter. And last, it would be great if they give guidance a huge boost in terms of confidence for investors. I think that's unlikely. They have not been giving guidance over the last couple quarters. And then also the timing of the iPhone makes it more difficult to get visibility into December. So, brace for those numbers. I'm going to turn off the flashing lights now and talk about some of the positives in the September quarter, the Mac and the iPad business. Mac about 14% of revenue. The street's looking for around 20% growth. I can see a little bit of upside to that. The iPad about 12% of revenue. The street's looking for 55% growth. I essentially think that's going to be in line and get that benefit of the new iPads that came out in September. Both those segments obviously are benefiting from work and learn from home. The wearables, this is, we think, growth kind of in line with previous quarters, kind of in that mid to high 20%. Don't look for any surprises there. And services, expect potentially a little bit of upside relative to the street. They had grown at 18% last quarter. The street's looking for 15. It's probably somewhere in between those two. So when you put it together, the iPhone timing is really what people need to get comfortable with going into the earnings. And that leads to what are the key questions beyond just what's the printed numbers. And there are three of them. First is, how is the initial demand for iPhone going? Our work is, even though two of the models are available, we think that based on lead times and also some survey work that we've done, that they are being well adopted. I don't think people are buying because of 5G. I think they're buying because they just need a new iPhone. They got an old phone. So I suspect that commentary to be positive. Second is how to think about China. It was up 2% year over year in the June quarter. I expect that growth rate will quicken, will go even higher in the September quarter, and may be a good barometer to how to think about the rest of the world coming back over the next year. And last but not least is what's happening with the Department of Justice and greater tech regulation, the impact to the App Store, impact to the services business, the Google relationship around Safari. So many questions, so unlikely that we're actually going to get any visibility on those. Understandably so, because this is a legal matter, number one, and number two, it takes a long time for this to for this to work itself out, years potentially. I don't think investors are going to be paying too much attention to it, even though it will be, of course, top of mind. That's Apple. That is our latest from Loop TV. Look forward to reporting back after earnings. Until then, I'm Gene Munster, and bye for now.